Okay, in today's video, we're going to be talking about where to set alerts on setups, right? Because you guys have heard me before in the past that I've said on Twitter, I said the best thing you can do as a Forex trader. Now, this is going to vary based on every trader because we all have different strategies. If you're like an ultra scalper, for example, then this may not be the best way to trade for you. Like for example, with small caps, I can't set alerts on my plays. I can't set alerts on my setups. I gotta be watching it very intently. I got to be very quick. I got to be on it, very precise, right? In and out, usually with small caps within minutes. But with Forex, it's a lot more laid back the way that I trade. Okay, I can let the play work, and there's no reason for me to be sitting here just watching this thing for hours. Okay, total waste of time. It has no purpose for me. Okay, so a really good thing to do if your strategy allows it is to set alerts. Okay, set alerts at key price points. So we're just going to use this Euro USD, for example, or let's find an example on this, right? So, all right, here's a level of resistance. I'm just at first glance, just taking something random. Okay, I'm not saying this is my setup. I'm just using it for this example. So I want you to imagine with me for a second that we are coming into New York kill zone right here. Okay, so let's say it's not. I want to make that clear, it's not. But let's just pretend for a second that this is coming into New York kill zone, and this is a level that we want to short into. Short meaning that we want to bet against a play. Short means that we're anticipating lower prices. Okay, so let's say it's 7 o'clock a.m. Eastern time. All right, I want you to follow my cursor. Say it's 7 o'clock a.m. Eastern time and price is right here. Okay, pretend that it hasn't traded up into this yet. It's 7 o'clock a.m. Eastern time. You have your watch list built and everything. And you don't want to sit around here and just wait for this play, watch this play. Say you want to go back test. That's what I recommend. While you're waiting, go back test. data. Go study past trades. Go watch some videos. Go read something, do something else. You don't got to be sitting here, watching every little tick. Okay. Some people recommend that. I think all it's going to do is make you emotional. So set your alerts and go do something else, right? So here's what you're going to do. Simple as this. Well, you could just set your order. That's something you could do if you get something like this. You could just set a limit order at like this point, and then your limit order allow you to put your stop at a certain point. So like if you already know ahead of time what you want to do, like you know where you want to stop out at, you know where your profit target's going to be. Of course, you can just put a limit here, put a limit, say like above this high, and then wherever your PT might be. So like for the sake of this example, so your PT's down here at these lows, you could set that and boom, you're done. You could go do something else. Now, say you don't want to do that. Say you want to market in or something like that, right? Well, you could just put an alert right above this level. Okay, so now it's some of you that are not privy to these platforms. You might be like, okay, well, how do I set an alert? I don't even know how to go about doing that, right? Well, TradingView, I believe I might be wrong on this. I think it only allows for one. I don't do it on TradingView. Personally, I don't do mine on TradingView. So for example, right here, you could say like, let's see, add alert. See this on TradingView, you'll right click it. It'll have something right here that says add alert, and you could push that. And now you can edit it and customize it how you want to. So like, for example, say you want price to alert you when it is greater than that price. So when price trades above a certain price point and it's greater than that particular price point that you have set, boom, you're alerted. And you can set it up where it's sent to your phone, or maybe you have a tab open on your computer, and it just like, you can make it'll make a sound, and it can send you a notification when it is above a particular price point, like I have right here. See that? So as soon as price trades above that price point, you're notified. All right, and then you could go back over to your charts and deal with it. Okay, so, and you can set it to like only once, so that it doesn't just keep ringing and ringing. Just set it to once, and then expiration. Now this is really useful, this expiration, because as I've recommended before, stick with very specific kill zones. Stick with very specific times that you trade. Okay, there is no reason whatsoever to be in front of the charts all day. That is counterproductive. You need to set very specific pockets of time that you trade. So me, for example, what do? 7 to 11 a.m. Eastern time. 7 to 11 a.m. Eastern time. So what do you think you're going to set here? Let's just use my kill zone, for example. Well, we're going to set it to, so you see right here, see how we have this little clock right here? You're going to set it to 11 o'clock. So you're going to set this to 11 o'clock. See that? Set. Now at 11 o'clock, that alert, it will expire automatically. So you don't got to worry about it. Okay, because if it's outside of your kill zone, well, then it's going to do you no good because you're not going to hit the play because it's outside of your kill zone. So it just automatically expires it for you. So you don't even got to worry about it. And then you could name it whatever you want to do. Maybe like short play, long play, something like that. And yep, there's your message that you can put in there as well. So that's how you create alerts on TradingView. Again, I believe it's either like 1 or 2. I think you're limited to on TradingView for alerts. For some of you, that might be fine. But if you watch like multiple pairs or something, it's not, you're gonna have to pay for like premium TradingView. But yeah, that is the way that you can set alerts. Okay. And another thing is like, put your alerts around key price points. So like say for example, a setup is not presented itself to me first. Like say for not like right here, I gave you an example of a setup that was already there. Okay, it was ready. You had a place you could put your stop, your profit target. Boom, you're good, right? Now, let's say a setup hasn't really unfolded for us yet, meaning I needed to put in a little bit more work before I consider it. Okay, and so like for example, say I want a shift in market structure. Say I want a lower time frame shift in market structure. Right? So now again, just imagine with me for a second that we're bullish, okay? Just imagine with me for a second. And we want to shift in market structure. And we want to see price break this high right here. See this? Look at my cursor. So it's not ready yet, but we don't want to be sitting here all day watching it. We got stuff we got to do. We got charts we can be back testing. We got old data we can be studying, all that good stuff, right? So we want to be more efficient with how we go about doing this. So same deal, the key price points that you want to keep your eyes on are previous highs as if you're buying, because you want to keep an eye on that shift in market structure, that lower time frame shift in market structure. So again, same exact deal. These are key price points that you want to keep your alerts around. So like an old high like this, for example. So like, again, imagine with me, the lower time frame is consistently trending lower, but the higher time frame trend is bullish. Okay. Higher time frame trend bullish, lower time frame bearish, and we're waiting on that lower time frame confirmation. Okay, and again, we're coming into a kill zone. We don't want to be sitting here with our eyes glued to the charts all day. We got stuff we got to do. So what you're going to do is you are going to set an alert. All right, so like let's use this right here, this swing high right here. See this? Look at my cursor. So you got the swing high put in. We're trading lower, we're trading lower, and look at where my cursor is now. Say we're coming into New York kill zone. All right, you have your watch list built, you got your levels drawn out, and you want to go do something else. What are you going to do? What do you think you're going to do? Well, put alert right here, that recent high, put your alert right here, same exact deal. You'll right click and you'll put add alert, same exact process that we talked about a second ago. Okay. And then when price comes up and it breaks a high like that, like it did right here, you would be alerted. You would get sent a notification, or your PC would ring off and you would hear it. And then you could pull up your charts and see if there's a setup in there for you, possibly. And then you could set your orders or set your alerts again and go about it like that, right? That is a very effective way to do it. Okay. So again, if your setup's there, then you could do it that way, or you could just set your orders beforehand, go do something else. Or if it's not, like in this scenario where it has not really set up yet and it needs time to work, we need a shift in market structure. Well, you would set your alerts at an old high if you're buying, for example. So like right here, you would set your alert at an old high. Boom, you click off, go do something else. Or if you're, for example, if you're looking for like shorting scenarios, it would just be the opposite. You would look for that old low to break, and then you would set it. So like right here, like for example, see that old low? You wait for an old low to break, boom. Once it does, your alert, it rings off. Then you can pull up your charts once more, go back in, see what you're dealing with now, observe and see if there's any setups for you, and then you could go about it like that. So I'm going to show you thinkorswim, because again, you're limited to what you can do on TradingView. Then you got to pay for premium plan. I think you can do it for free, but I think it's limited to like one alert. For those of you that like trade like one pair, two pairs or something like that, that's probably good for you. You don't really need to pay for anything for an alert. But say if you're watching multiple pairs, for example, you got a bunch of different setups. Well, an effective way to do it is by using thinkorswim. So TOS, so thinkorswim. On thinkorswim, they don't charge you for any alerts. You can set as many alerts as you want. It doesn't cost you anything. So 1 second, I'll pull up just a random chart. So Euro USD, and let's see if it'll load for me. And it's the same exact process. So the same exact thing that we did on, meaning you would want to put if you're buying, for example, say the price or say the pair isn't ready quite yet, you would just put your alert above or right at an old high. Once it cracks that high, you would be alerted. Or if you're shorting, or the opposite, you would put it below an old low. That's how you go about doing that, right? So on Euro USD, let's just pull up an intraday chart, for example. Again, same exact deal, right? So let's say we're waiting for a lower time frame market structure shift, and say we have our eyes set on this particular price point. Okay, remember, higher time frame, again, just imagine with me for a second. Higher time frame on this thing is bullish, lower time frame market structure is bearish. We're consistently trending lower, but we need that lower time frame confirmation, that lower time frame shift in market structure. We need to keep our eyes on this particular high right here. So what are we going to do? Well, we're going to set our alert, because it's really no use to just sit here with your eyes glued to the charts. Again, you got stuff you got to do. You need to back test, etc. Right? So you're going to set your alert right at that high. Okay. And then you can see right here, we have a button that says create alert. You're going to create alert. Again, you would just double click it. You would double click it. This little chat box is going to show up, and you're going to press create alert, and you can see it gives you an option here. So Euro USD, that's what it says in the symbol, and price mark is at or above. That's where you want to have it set for that. If you're bullish, for example, at or above 0.09087. As soon as price crosses above that level, above that high, you're alerted. You're alerted with that market structure shift. It's that easy. It's that simple. It's that easy. You would put your alert at that old high. When the market structure shift occurs, you are alerted, and then you could pull up your charts and analyze if you have a setup or not. Again, you could set it like notify with sound, SMS, mobile, which is what I have it set as. And so if like you get an alert, it's set. It'll send it to your mobile phone. You'll get, just like you get a text message, it'll do that, but with your price alerts. You'll get alerted by it, and then you can pull up your charts. See, like that, and then boom, trades above it, it goes off, and then you could go analyze it, right? So yep, that's how you would do it on thinkorswim. Again, thinkorswim, you don't got to pay for anything. It's 100% free. You can set as many alerts on here as you want. You could set, like, again, there's no limit on the amount of alerts I believe you can set on thinkorswim. So that is a free way that you can do it and set as many alerts as you want. thinkorswim, which is a platform owned by TD Ameritrade. It doesn't cost you anything, 100% free. Again, TradingView, once you start using more alerts, you're going to have to pay for a premium plan on that, but thinkorswim is free, right? Now, there's plenty of platforms that allow this. You just got to tinker it around. I just showed you two, for example. thinkorswim, what I use, and then TradingView is another very popular platform that I know a lot of you use. That's a way you could do it, okay? Again, just whatever platform you use, just ask the support desk or whatever, and see how you would go about setting alerts, okay? But the key takeaway here is you need to set your alerts around key price levels, okay? So again, if price is already set up and you already have a setup, for example, there's like no need for you to wait on like a market structure shift or anything, then you could just set your limit order. Why not just set a limit order? Like, for example, like we just went over a second ago, say you want to go short right here. Price is already set up. Again, just imagine with me for a second that you're set up. It's already set up. It's ready to go. Why not just why not just set a limit order and then put your like stop above this high, for example, which it'll allow you to do, and then set your PT. You could go about doing that. Or maybe, again, some of you might just want to, you want to be pressing the button. You want to be marketing, and you want to be doing it in real time. Okay. Maybe you're not comfortable setting a limit order. Well, again, you would just set your alert right below that level, preferably, because if you're marketing in, it would be smarter to set it right below it to give you time to get in, put your order in and everything. That's how you'd go about doing it, okay? And then on the other side of the coin, again, when price has not presented a setup yet, and we still need that lower time frame market structure shift, that lower time frame confirmation, well, you would set your alert around key price points. What are those key price points? Simply old highs and old lows, okay? Because that's where our key market structure shifts occur. Again, old high if you're buying, and then if you're shorting, for example, shorting meaning you're betting against, or you're anticipating lower prices, you would bet, or you would put your alert at an old low. It's that simple. Get your alert, boom, rings off, sends you a notification, pull up your charts, sit down your back testing, stop watching whatever video you're watching, and just navigate over to this, adjust it, set your orders, set some more alerts if you need to, and then just do the same thing again. Just go do whatever you were doing. That's simple, because I think that's effective. I think that's the way to do it if your strategy allows for it. Again, I have to really stress that point, because, some people, they get butthurt when I say that, because they think, oh, I can't do that. That doesn't fit my strategy. That's not an effective way to trade. For some strategies, it's not an effective way to trade. As I've already stated, with my small cap scalping strategy, I would not be able to do that. okay? Because I'm in and out within minutes. You got to be on it. You got to be quick. You got to be precise. It's a much higher intensity strategy is the way to put it. With Forex though, the way I trade Forex, it's more laid back. Usually it takes like a couple hours, maybe a few hours for a play to play out. I'm usually out by New York close, but that's still usually a couple hours or so is probably my average. So there's just no need for me to sit there and just stare at the charts, because you know what that's going to do for most people? You know what sitting there staring at every little tick's going to do to you? It's going to make you emotional. Your mind's going to start to look for things that aren't there. Okay, I know exactly what occurs because I've been there, right? Your mind's going to create scenarios that aren't there because it wants to, or strictly wants that dopamine hit. It wants that dopamine hit from the marketplace. So your mind will create scenarios that aren't there to get that dopamine hit. That's what happens when you watch every single little tick you get to attach to the price action. And when you set these alerts, when you set these orders and you shut it down, go do something else, it's much easier to be detached from it all. So you can get your mind to focus somewhere else, okay, on another activity, whether it be back testing, watching video lessons, whether it be reading, whatever it may be. Less charts is less trading, less charts, basically that, less trading, less charts. That is a key. That's a key. And it takes a lot of people a lot of time before they really grasp that. It takes a lot of years in this game before you actually grasp that concept, but it is very, very important. Okay, because I know beginners, and I know what it's like to be a beginner because I've been there. You want to be trading everything. You want to be in front of the chart all the time. You're glued to the price action, and you need to look at a lot of charts, sure, which you can do during your back testing. But I'm telling you, for most of you sitting there in front of your charts all day, watching every little candle form, glued to the price action like a crackhead, it's not going to do you any good. It's hurting most of you more than it's helping you. Okay. So just set your alerts. Once an alert hits, then you could pull it up and analyze the price action. That's my advice.